Let's take an early look at one of the games of Week 10 of the college football season. You got Oklahoma going to Tennessee, and this is a college football playoff elimination game. Both teams with 2 losses. If you want to be in the dance, you can't lose this game. Pretty straightforward. We'll have a full preview and prediction for you in this game on our Tuesday show. So, what that means is if you want to make sure you get that full prediction, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. College football, nothing but college football. Both of y'all as fan bases, Oklahoma and Tennessee, have been phenomenal to us. Have had a lot of y'all be subscribed to the channel. But if you haven't yet, no time like the present, go ahead and lock it in and make sure you are subscribed. So let's just talk ball here, you and I. Let's just talk about this game ahead of it. One of my first thoughts about this game is what Oklahoma did in the second half against Ole Miss. They found something in the run game. It's how it looked, at least. Xavier Robinson gave you more of a spark, runs behind his pads, getting north and south. Is that real? Is this something you can depend on in this game? Because Tennessee, they have been good by the numbers against the run. They've had a couple of games where you say, not necessarily a stone wall against the run. Like Kentucky had a decent showing against them. Mississippi State had a really good showing against them running the football. Is Oklahoma able to not recreate what Kentucky did, but just have enough in the run game to create a base of an offense for John Mateer to work with? Because I'm watching Oklahoma against Ole Miss, and they had some explosives, but a lot of them came off of broken plays. John Mateer back there playing Pirates of the Caribbean. He's ad-libbing. He's throwing it on the run, and a receiver breaks open. It's a big play, but it wasn't like it was structured or built for anything to be successful based off of the actual drawings on the page. It was John Mateer being John Mateer. Now, if you're Oklahoma, that's nice, but you'd like to live based on the drawings on the page. Those drawings on the page from the playbook perspective became a lot easier to operate when you can run the football. So Xavier Robinson, over 100 yards of the game against Ole Miss. Do we see that be something you can lean on in this game? I say lean on. I don't know if you lean on the run game in this game against Tennessee. Can you just depend on it? Can you have something to keep that Tennessee defense honest? Because if you can, there's going to be plays downfield to be had, which brings me to my next thought around this game. Do we see John Mateer start to look more like himself? And what I mean by that is you saw him against Ole Miss look more healthy than he did against Texas, but there's still something about his game that doesn't totally look right. A couple of throws getting away from him makes you wonder how far along that throwing hand is post-surgery. He's not playing with that same reckless abandonment that we saw early on in the college football season that made him a Heisman Trophy frontrunner. Like the creativity, the lack of regard for his own body, the way that he would just run the football with a different temperature about himself. I don't see that from John Mateer in this spot. And to have a game where you win and you can go keep your college football playoff hopes alive, I think you need to see that from John Mateer. So it's the combination of him looking like himself in the run game for sure, but also in the passing game with what I just mentioned, hitting open receivers when you have them dialed up from Ben Arbuckle. Has to be the case for Oklahoma in this game on the road if you want to find a way to keep those playoff hopes intact and still breathing. Now for Tennessee, kind of a similar question for them. Are you able to set the table for your offense against this Oklahoma defense that's, to put it simply, running hot? Like, I think they'll probably have a certain edge about themselves after their showing against Ole Miss. That was not anywhere near their standard for the defensive side of the football there. And I think Brent Venables will take a very hard look in the mirror, and I think he'll come with a Tier 1 kind of game plan, a little bit of extra edge to him. Are you able to run the football, hit the intermediate passing game plays that then dial up the make-you-pay kind of plays for Tennessee? Because that's the thing about the Tennessee offense. They have the explosives in the bag for sure, and they want to eventually hit on those, but they work their way up to those explosives. Like, they're probably not dialing up the deep shot to Chris Brazzell unless they hit on some quick game early, unless they got some tempo they're working with, unless the run game is doing a little bit of something for them. They like to work up to those explosive plays. And so if you want to get those explosive plays, are you able to hit the intermediate stuff from the jump? I cannot wait to watch this first script from Josh Heupel, because if we know anything, that dude's going to dial something up when his best is required. Look at the Georgia game. Look at what you saw from them this past week against Kentucky. Like, they come ready to rock from the jump. What kind of jump do we get from Josh Heupel here? I can't wait to watch it. It's going to be a clash of two of the best minds in the sport when it comes to their respective sides of the football that they oversee, with Brent Venables on the defensive side and Josh Heupel on the offensive side. So can Tennessee set the table and work up to those explosive plays? And then for Joey Aguilar, is he able to have the time to hit those longer developing plays? Because Ole Miss was so successful because they got the ball out of Trinidad Chambliss' hands relatively quickly. And when the ball wasn't out of his hands, he was able to evade pressure, eyes downfield, make something happen. But I don't think I'd love the idea of Tennessee working up to explosives and then have a 5-step drop in a hitch, long developing downfield play. You don't have that kind of time against this Oklahoma defense. Going into last week, they were the number 1 team in America when it came to sack rate in college football. 14% of the time, they are getting home. So I like Joey Aguilar. I like the weapons. But I wonder a little bit what happens to him if he's sped up, if he has to make something happen off platform and push the ball downfield. Because for better or for worse, his football personality is I'm going to let it rip. And so far for Tennessee, that has been for the better. They have needed that when it comes to explosives for this team. But against Oklahoma, letting it rip is a good thing, but sometimes that leads to plays like the halfback, which Tennessee can't afford in this game with a desperate Oklahoma team coming to their place. So I can't wait for this one. Tennessee fans, Oklahoma fans, give me your score prediction in the comment section below. We will give you our official prediction for you in this game on Tuesday. So again, if you don't want to miss that, make sure you are subscribed. For Cato on the ones and twos, for myself, JD PicKell, appreciate y'all, love y'all. We'll keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.